guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This from a guy, sounds like he's in his 50s. He's divorced, he is a father, been through it all with the divorce process and dealing with the ex. He's also an attorney, and he's been practicing law 30 years, a lot of it family law. So he's seen and dealt with, both personally and professionally, a lot of BS. And he's writing in to share with all you guys 20 tips based on his professional and personal experience to help all guys out there that are dealing with an ex. You're raising kids and all the drama that you can encounter. And it'll be a really good one to go over here, guys, for all you guys out there that are fathers, that maybe you're going through a divorce right now, or maybe you are married, but things seem a little on the rocks, things you can be prepared for, just in case things go to hell in a handbasket, because in one form or another, they will, and you got to prepare yourself. So sit back, definitely worth your time. And even if you're not a father, I think you'll find this entertaining because this will back up why you're not a father or married. You get the point. And oh yeah, gents, as I've been saying before, if you haven't done it already, come join me on X, formerly Twitter. We're all having a really good time over there. It'll allow you to interact with me, find out more about what's going on in my personal life outside the car here. We go over articles, videos, memes, polls, all that. We're all having a good time talking to each other. No censorship, any of that. So even if you hate X and social media and Elon, come on over anyway, you'll have a good time. The handle is SSM Channels, or you can just enter SSM in the search and you'll find me with the sunglasses. So, starts off, says here, Dear SSM, I like watching your channel. The parties change, but the behavior remains the same. The breakups are the most interesting, but the bullshit continues for the life of the kids. If you ever do a video on advice for men with kids after divorce, I have dropped some suggestions based on my own experience, both personal and professional, handling divorce cases. Feel free to use it, but please leave my name out, as I would end up getting internet harassment from self-proclaimed effinists. The crazy ones are on the internet. Bro, don't worry, I will not reveal your information. Guys, when you write in here, I will never say your name, your email address, where you're from. Promise you. Just when you're writing in, if you people in the story, don't just use different names. Don't use a different name for your work. Just help me out by not being too descriptive. The stories you provide are like many of the circumstances I have encountered in over 30 years of practicing law. 30 years, gents, so this guy knows what he's doing. Those experiences are universal, and I've been through some of the same situations in my own life. But after divorcing with kids, the men have gone on guard forever. The information advice I would offer guys after getting divorced is as follows. So here's 20 pieces of advice, and it's definitely good. Number 1. Women lie. Women lie all the time. Really? Huh. In my experience, 85% of women who come to court lie. I just always assumed the other party, if a woman, or my client, if a woman, is lying about the sum or most of the story. That's why I don't do domestic cases anymore after the first 20 years. Yeah, he got burnt out. Number 2, to the divorce man. Go ahead and strap in for a long ride if you have kids. It may mean multiple court hearings and other challenges during the child's adolescence. Well, he's right. You get divorced, you get kids, prepare for drama for a very long time. Better you go into it prepared. 3, in only 15% of cases is the ex-wife actually a child-raising partner. Most of the time, you will have women say in front of you that we are both getting along fine and have a great relationship now for the kids. That is BS 85% of the time. Women will talk shit about their exes to everyone. Yep. He says this in giant letters. Again, this is the lawyer. Never believe your ex is being fair to you when talking to others, especially with teachers at school. An ex who has the time to hang out with the school during school hours, helping the teacher, is a viper dripping poison to the teacher and staff. She should be getting a job. Number 4, here's a personal example. This one's long but good. He says, my ex-wife told me during the first 6 weeks of school that my first grade child was left alone in the gym by the teacher and class and had to figure out how to get back to the classroom. Then another story about getting left in the bathroom and the class had left and my child was basically lost. Most guys would automatically think, okay, the school is locked down, so what's the problem? But recognize that conversations like these are setups for guys. about how out of control you will be as a man to find your defenseless child has to figure out how to find their class, so the teacher should be very careful, because the ex has prepped the battlefield in school. In my case, the teacher-parent meeting was for the next week after I received all those stories. My ex told me she didn't need to go to the meeting because she had already talked to the teacher. Oh, great. Then 30 minutes later, called to say that she wanted to go when I went to talk to the teacher. That was solely because she wanted to control the conversation and know what was being said. Just your basic controlling behavior. Well, exactly, because usually the moms deal with this crap. But now you're divorced, you got to be equally involved, dads. So when I picked up my child after school, I asked the teacher when I could meet with her to talk about my child's progress. The teacher had the physical and facial vibe that she did not want to have one. Then the teacher said, let's get a time that your ex can get together with us and we'll set up a time. No. We're not together anymore. She met with you privately. I'm going to meet with you privately. Deal with it. I told the teacher that my ex didn't need to come because she had already spoken with her and that I would meet with her without the ex. The teacher was visibly upset with the comment, but to her credit, she said, let's have the meeting right now. Well, that's good. So we went back to the school, and my kid went into the classroom while we went to the room across the hall. The teacher went through the pluses and minuses of my child's reading, writing, math level, etc. Then I dropped the grenade. I told the teacher my ex told me that my child was left alone and basically lost when the class went to gym and once when they went to the bathroom. I watched quietly as the teacher stiffened up, and I could tell her back was literally crawling against the wall. After an awkward moment of silence, I said, this is absolutely awesome. My kid has been in school only 6 weeks and has all these little challenges in a safe, controlled environment and survived. I'm so glad I didn't let my ex homeschool my kid and miss out on the opportunities to socialize and encounter challenges they would have to overcome. I hope we have a lot more of these episodes to help my child build resilience and learn to handle problems on their own. I could see the air coming out of the teacher as she relaxed and her comfort level returned. I thanked her and got my kid and left. My interaction with the teacher changed after that day, and I never had any more weird vibes. And once one teacher knows the mother is a shit stirrer, so does the other teacher in the school. Teachers in the school. Good for you, man. There you go, guys. You're divorced, you're dealing with the teachers, you gotta have your part in it. And you don't need to be with your ex to meet with the teachers. Number 5, a woman is not a better parent than a man just because she has a vagina. Thank you. 6, do not defer to an ex about your kid's school education. Never. Always go to parent-teacher conferences and participate in your kid's life. Don't be lazy. 7, once you're living separately, you are not the enforcer for your ex disciplinary issues with the kids. Do not, and he says that in giant letters, do not let an ex make you enforce a consequence that the ex gave the kids at her house. In other words, your kids get into trouble, whatever that may be, and she's grounded them. Well, that grounding is in her house, not yours. If your ex gives the kids a consequence, she must enforce it herself and her house and during her parenting time. You are not the bad guy. Do not sign up for it. Tell her the consequences she has for the kids must be handled by her and only her in her house. Period. Otherwise, she just gets a free chance to F up your visitation and relationship. And guaranteed she will. I can see an ex saying, well, such and such is grounded. That means they can't go anywhere, including with you. And I'd say, bullshit. There's a court order that says the kids get to come with me regardless of them being grounded. Number 8. Women are notorious for destroying and attempting to destroy an ex's relationship with their kids. Well, we know that one. It happens more often than you think. One nefarious action is to start a fun activity with the kids before you come to pick them up. Yep, then you're the bad guy taking them away. That makes you the bad guy for making them stop the fun time with mom. Address that directly with the ex and tell her that her actions are making the transaction time difficult for the children and she needs to stop activities 1 hour before the pickup or transfer so the children can start to adjust. Yeah, you can tell her that. It doesn't mean she's going to do it. In fact, that could just encourage her to do it more. Same for you. You may have to address it as multiple times with your ex. Switching homes for small children can be tough. Be understanding. Well, the dads can be understanding, but the mom just wants to cause problems. Now, I'm not saying they're all like this, but a hell of a lot do. Number 9, If the child acts up or gets upset in the car during the beginning of the transition, let it go. Do not try to reason or explain anything to the child. He means little kids. Just be quiet and let your kid get out of their system. Patience and understanding. If you give timeouts to your kids, do not load the wagon. Do not add 5 minutes and then another 5 minutes and then another 5 minutes, etc. If you want to escalate your child to be an a-hole, that's how you do it. Give a timeout and tell the kid who is going to be upset or keeps being emotional that the timeout starts when they are quiet. You are giving the kid control and their behavior, and you are letting them know and get their emotions out at the same time. It is not personal. Be the rock. Be calm. It will subside. Hear what he just said there? I'll read it again. Be the rock. Be calm. It will subside. Guys, as difficult as it may be during situations where you just want to yell and scream and, you got to be calm. You got to be the rock. Not just with your women, but also the kids. And because the women act like kids and the kids act like women. Emotion, emotion, emotion. You got to be calm. A few months ago, I was with a buddy, and his teenage daughter was being difficult, to put it mildly. And she was giving some attitude, but not too much, just enough. And he was as calm as can be. I was so impressed with him because she was getting mad because she couldn't do something, He was as calm as can be. It's amazing. Number 10. A timeout must be based on a kid's age. A 5-year-old gets a 30-second timeout, not 30 minutes or even 5 minutes. Time moves slower for kids than adults. Remember, when you were a kid, don't overdo it. 11. Don't let an ex tell you that the kid doesn't want to come over. It doesn't matter if they want to come over or not. It is the court order. The kids will have visitation with their dad. Do not let the ex control your visitation, and go to court if you are being denied visitation. Exactly. And they will do that, as I've heard. 12. When the kids are with you, and he says this in giant letters, do not sit at home and just let them be there. Get off your phone, turn off the TV, and physically interact with your kids most of the time. It is the quality of time that counts, not the quantity. Find something new to do with them during your time. If they are having sports or school events, you take them to it. If they have friends that they like, have the kids invite them to go with you to get pizza, movies, park, any other activity. Have an overnight sleepover. Keep up with your kids' interest as they grow older. One year I had my kid with their friends running around town with their cell phones, going from location to location, catching Pokemon on the app. Shit, I remember that. In the town I was living in back then, all these people running around looking for Pokemon. It's crazy. 2 years later, I was buying drinks, snacks, and leaving them alone downstairs to play on the PlayStation all night. Make your time an event that your kid will love. Your ex will hate you for it. And be a good dad. That'll make her hate you for it. And get a hot girlfriend. That'll really make her hate you for it. Number 13. It is likely that your ex will talk shit about you to the kids all the time. Guys, you can count on that like the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. Women can be sneaky when they do this kind of shit. If needed, send your kid to counseling. Not counseling with a female therapist. Thank you. But a psychiatrist of a psychologist. I find female therapists are more likely to side with the mom, even if she's lying. And I have caught many in court on the stand and very biased opinions about someone they have never even met. Not surprised. And some of these stories I've gone over when the couple's going to therapy, even though it's over, typically the female therapist side with the woman for the cheating or open relationships. But then again, open relationships is cheating. Bad example, but you get my point. A good therapy session will mean the professional will hear the child and ask the right questions. During my after-divorce time, my kid's therapist, a psychologist, would ask my child, "Who told you the bad things about your dad?" And the answer was always, "Mom said it." This apparently happened at most of the sessions, according to my kid, who at 18 years old apologized to me for hating me, which I didn't know, because they figured out that the only person talking trash about me was the ex. Kids will figure it out. It's amazing how much kids absorb, and the parents don't realize it. When I was a kid, I was well aware of things that were going on. He says, be patient and calm, and never ask a kid about what was discussed in therapy. The mother will be asking about what was discussed all the time, because it's manipulative and controlling behavior, and she just can't stop herself. Yeah, I've heard that. The moms try to dig. Oh, what are they talking about, honey? No, that stuff's confidential. But child therapy is for the child, not the parents. Number 14. Children whose parents are not happy together live in a crappy environment. Sometimes it is better for everyone if the parents separate. Thank you. I've been saying that since day one. I've had so many people write in and tell me that as children, the parents stayed for the kids, and it was fighting and chaos, and it was a miserable experience. If it's over, it's over part ways, even if it's difficult. The whole staying for the kids, and by the way, those kids will think that shit's normal, and they'll end up in relationships like that one day. Number 15. Know your ex has lied to her new partner about you. It is not your problem what the other men think of you. Women seem to automatically attribute hostility, anger, and poor morals to the men in their past relationships. Women are always the victim. It's a female thing. Ignore it. Well, we're not going to ignore it. And how many of you guys, have any of you guys ever been out with a chick who didn't talk about her ex? Seriously, in a negative way? 16. Other than dealing with the kids, ignore your ex. She is the ex for a reason. You're not friends. Your former intimate partners need to separate and engage in your own lives and new partners. Your happiness is the best remedy for you. I never understood that when people like exes or friends and all that crap. I know the whole keep your friends close but your enemies closer type of thing, but still. 17. Unfortunately, there are so many women with mental health issues, personality disorders, and the problems you will encounter with them as a man is because you chose to ignore the red flags. You saw them, you just chose to ignore them. Yep, that's because so many guys have a scarcity mindset that any girl pays attention and they're like, shit, this is the only pussy I'm ever going to get. And they get involved with these gals and stay with them even though there's red flags everywhere. Most men have been there and done that. You're not alone. Men also socialize by society to go for the till death do us part thing. That is utter bullshit. If you're not happy, dump the wife, the girlfriend, or the side piece. You only live once, enjoy your life to the fullest, and vet your female partner like you're buying a new car. Research, test drive, and try other models. Thank you. This is why I say take a long time to get to know your girl. In my opinion, wait 6 months minimum to become exclusive. I know some people have a problem with that, but I'm going to say it to my dying breath. And there's no point in moving in with them unless you plan on marrying them. And even then, if you're and guys out there, I'll move in with my girl so I can save on rent. Good luck. Because so many of those guys, and if she doesn't pay her part of the rent because she pays you in other ways. Or thinking they're going to get tits and ass 24/7. Wrong. Amongst many other things. Moving in is a final test if you're going to get married. Even then, there's no guarantees. Yes, vet your girl. 18. Put on a raincoat. That should be obvious. Forget about pregnancy. You would be surprised at how many women sleep with guys and have no idea about the guy's physical health. Then they get upset about getting herpes, syphilis, etc. And the guys they sleep with don't volunteer the information either. Well, Chad and Tyrone don't exactly rule about that, do they? And Chad and Tyrone tend to have things like syphilis and herpes and other wonderful things. 19. And the rest prenups and irrevocable trusts for your property and stocks before you're getting married. Thank you. Women also usually keep a separate checking or savings account during marriage that you don't know about. And he says most women. They sock away money in the event they want to leave. Do not allow your spouse access to all your money, especially if you have a lot before you get married. Right here, guys, he's saying what I've been saying for 5 fucking years. He says in giant letters, do not put her on all your accounts as a joint account holder. Do not, again in giant letters, give your spouse a credit card that has a limit over $5,000 so you can keep up with it. Set your alerts for your credit card to $1 so you know about every single purchase. And always trust but verify. Thank you. No joint account, guys, for checking accounts and shit like that. Let me back up here. You can have one joint account that you contribute to pay the bills with. I'm okay with that. But anything else, where your paycheck is deposited by your employer, that bank account is under your name. That's it. Same thing with her. Your brokerage account, your name only. Credit cards, you're on there. And if you do a joint one, like you said, have a limit. I wouldn't even do $5,000. I'd do like $2,000. Let her bitch and complain. And I would have an alert thing and always pay attention. These guys that let their wives handle all the money and don't pay attention, they're out of their mind. And 20, to wrap this up, he says here, you need a job more than a wife. You can always find another woman. They are everywhere. If you really want to find out who a woman is, wait until she starts telling you about how awful her ex was and how abusive he really was. Then ask one simple question. Ready, guys? What was your responsibility in all of that? Good luck with that one. If she freaks out, becomes indignant, angry, doesn't answer, etc., you know she was the problem and she'll be one for you too. There you go. And if she's that much of a problem, whoosh, check please and walk away. Guys, I want all you guys that still do relationships and date and all that, either like their company, want to get laid, whatever, to really develop as what is called in the dating world the abundance mindset. That there are plenty out there. So if one's acting like an a-hole, or there's red flags, whatever you don't like, you can move on. No big deal. But so many guys won't do that because they're freaking pussies. But I try to help you guys build yourselves up on many fronts, feel better about yourself, because statistically, with a higher self-esteem and self-worth, you're going to, not tolerate crap. And you're not going to just settle for anybody that pays you attention, which most guys do. So I know a lot of you guys have reached that point, and that's good, but there's newcomers every day. Or some of you guys are really trying to change your badly programmed, nice guy, blue pill simp ways, one day at a time, fine. But the more you build yourself up and have an abundance mindset, it's amazing how you see the world in a different way. And you will all get there. And for the rest of you that have no interest in dating, relationships, getting laid anymore, at least by not hiring somebody or a woman's company, you all know you have your reasons why, and I don't need to explain anymore. There you go. So anyhow, sir, I appreciate you writing this in. This is very good information. I'm not all surprised, but it's important to constantly do refreshers. And it's one thing if I say these things. It's another thing if a professional attorney is saying this. And again, I looked this guy up because you can trace this shit. He's a lawyer. He's for real. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And you guys, fathers out there been divorced, if there's anything on this list that he didn't mention, because I'm sure there's something, we can't think of everything, put it in the comment section, because guys will read this and you will help somebody out. You have no idea. By taking the time to comment, it does help guys out. Plus, we all enjoy the camaraderie here in this channel. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.